Set an intention. Go to Salon Trek.
Captain's log supplemental. Commander Chakotay was injured. But I want you to know, you can use logic to justify almost anything. Janeway out.
Ahoy, hoy, friends, and welcome to the Salon. I'm your new obsession, leading you to a very important hole in space, Stan Williams. Tonight, we are discussing Season 6 of Star Trek Voyager, the first half for Thumb War. Get excited. Before I beam in the crew to discuss this interesting season, all the podcast things, we are live close enough to 6:30 p.m. on a Thursday here on YouTube. We are at Salon Trek here, Twitter, remember that? Blue Sky, Patreon, and all of the podcast platforms. We are also at the Salon Trek over on Instagram. We are, like I said, live on YouTube on Thursdays, but the next day on all of the podcast platforms. And again, we've got a fun batch of goodies over on Patreon. If you can throw a couple of dollars our way, you can support the podcast, get your name in our end credits for $5 or more a month. You also get some access to some really fun bonus episodes. We'll play a clip later tonight of the bonus episode we did for June. So get excited for that. And another plug for Salon TLV. That's right. Many of us Saloners will be in Vegas for the Star Trek convention in August 5th through 9th. If you're going to be there, sound off in the chat. Let us know in the comments. We would love to say hi. Get excited. And tonight, just as a special teaser about our upcoming intention setter, stay tuned for the after Salon credits for a couple of other fun intentions. It'll be well worth your time. Now, let's beam in the crew, starting with my co-host, Trevor. How you do?
Fan-dabtastic. How are you?
I'm so wonderful. And speaking of dabbing, here's Benji.
I don't remember how they did it.
I don't remember how to do it either. I'm so sorry to do that.
It was different in Canada.
Speaking of different in Canada, here's Will. He takes on a whole new persona when he travels up north. Will, how are you?
It's true. I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this season of television.
Speaking of this season, here's Matt. Matt, how are you?
I'm well seasoned. I've certainly had a lot of seasoning in me.
Well seasoned with her experience in restaurateuring. Here's Krista. How are you? And for the thumbs up, we gotta go to Joanne. Joanne, how are you?
I'm well.
And speaking of well, actually, guess who's back? It's Ken, everybody. Get excited, and he's already on mute. We love it. Love everything about it.
Well seasoned. It's a terrible thing to say about a salon. So,
Oh, that was good.
yeah.
God, everybody's on a roll tonight except me.
Everybody get excited.
It's all good.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
And, we are going to fix my audio.
And Will's video.
And Will's video.
Oh.
We're all having technical difficulties tonight. It's fine.
All the time is slowing down. We're all caught in the blink of an eye planet.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know about you all, but I can't wait to start talking about blink of an eye.
but you're going to have to, because there's something we need to do first.
Okay. What is that?
As you all know, we must set an intention.
This is obvious, but don't forget to set an intention when you light it, or you're just going to be wasting the wax.
Indeed, we must. To set an intention tonight, I thought it would be fun if we gave a little gift to our friend Will, who keeps appearing and disappearing like he's like he's on some sort of transport device. He's like an explorer on some sort of Star Trek. I thought it would be fun if we went around the room And in honor of Will's disdain for a guest star who does appear in this particular half of the season, I thought it would be fun if we all talked about how we would kill Barclay in an episode from these first 13. So we're going to rewrite the character's arc and we're going to kill him off one by one. As always, I will start us off. And I'm going to kick things off in probably an unexpectedly gruesome fashion and say, I'm going to kill Barclay in the episode Virtuoso because I'm going to have the Doctor be so exuberant about his new popularity and his fame on this planet of folks who just love the sound of his voice that he keeps trying new and different ways of changing his voice, and his voice becomes modulated in such a way that and so loud and attenuated that his voice blows Barclay's head off. It's the sound of his voice is what ends up killing Barclay. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it. I would love to now go around the room and hear how you all would like to kill Barclay. Ken, I don't know if you're fully prepared to kill him off, but any way you want.
Prepared to kill him off.
It's all you, Boo. Take it.
In fact, I think that B'Elanna is going to use the Batleth in the retitled episode Barclay of the Dead.
That just won you some points, and I'll explain it later. Love it. Krista, kill Barclay. Do it now.
I'm going to drop him into, hold on a second. What's the name of it? Tinker, Tenor, Doctor, Spy?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the wrong one. I'm going to drop him into the one where, whatever the one is where Seven's infected with 4chan fleas, and she's real paranoid. And I'm gonna here's what's gonna happen. Dwight's gonna show up, and they're gonna get locked into astrophysics plane room, and all of the stuff will be turned off, and she's gonna recite the entirety of the origins of man. And it's all going to be conspiracies. And midway through, his head's going to blow off.
So far, it's a lot of head blowing off for Barclay. Joanne, I feel like you might have a different take on the murder of one Lieutenant Reginald Barclay. Take it away.
So Barclay would appear in Alice. And so the wormhole would open right at the time they're on their way to the singularity. So before Seven can get to them, Barclay pops in like, who the hell are you? What are you doing to my boyfriend, Tom? I'm going to kill you, you bitch. And tries to send some sort of virus through. And Alice is like, I saw him first, and sends a counterattack, and he dies of a brain aneurysm.
His head explodes.
The end.
Our target for the death of Barclay seems quite clear. We all have a similar motive. Matt, how are you killing this fuckwit?
Well, I didn't realize that his head needed to explode, but I guess
it's not required.
Mine does sort of. I want to keep it at. We're gonna. It's a new episode we haven't seen. It's a la Pathfinder, where he is getting told he can't pursue this. He steals a shuttlecraft. He's like, "No, I'm gonna show you guys. I'm not stupid. I know how to do this." And he's gonna go to warp, and he's gonna run into like just 2 little Dominion bug ships, because it would be nice to remember that the Dominion War is still going on, and they're just literally, without hailing, without anything, just gonna blow him up, and that's it. Like, no fanfare, just like, I can do this, and then and he just dies. And then in the end of the episode, when they're like, oh, it's so sad, they're going to look at it and be like, oh, his research was actually pretty good, and then make contact with Voyager that way.
Which I have a sneaking suspicion that's how all of his holodeck fantasies ended also. I can do this!
Yeah, well.
Sorry. Will, something tells me that you might have more than one idea about how to kill Barclay. And this was a little bit of a gift for you, because I know how much his murder would bring you joy. So take as much time as you need. Go, girl.
Okay, great. Yes. So I did every episode. So season 1 or episode 1, Barkley appears in one of the anomalies. He is killed. Neelix turns him into soup. Survival instinct. He is one of the Borg drones, but then Seven actually kills him. He was the drone that died. Barge of the Dead. B'Elanna has to sacrifice him in order to get her mother off the dead barge. Tinker, Tinker, Dr. Spy. One of the fantasies is that he is murdered, that the doctor murders him in his sleep. Alice Barkley was one of Alice's prior owners, crashed Alice, and then he was jettisoned through the windshield and he died that way. Riddles, it's revealed that he's one of the shadow people. Captain Janeway phasers him in the face. Dragon's Teeth. One of the portals opens up directly into Barkley's apartment. One of the Vaudouar ships crashes in and kills him. One Small Step. It turns out that in the past, one of Barkley's ancestors was on the ship. He dies in a temporal thing. Barkley is then disappeared from history. Voyager conspiracy. Seven believes that it is Barkley who has created the conspiracy, so she creates a type of transwarp portal, goes back to Earth, phasers Barkley in the face. Pathfinder, he is caught and then phasered to death. Fairhaven, he is brought in, but then dies of dysentery. He's a background character, dies of dysentery in the coastal village. Blink of an eye, he randomly appears, dies almost immediately on the planet. Virtuoso, a comm signal's open between the doctor and Barkley, but the doctor sings such a high voice that it causes his heart to explode in his chest and he dies. I could keep going, but that was as much as we were doing tonight.
I think we'll save you a special segment next week.
Thank you.
Thank you. Round out season 6 as the season Barkley dies.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate this gift. It was quite fun to think of all the ways he would die in each one of these. So thank you.
And thank you for not judging me for not wrapping it. Daniel?
Thank you.
Yes, we are as one as usual, Will. I also had a few. They will be in the end credits, so stick around for that. The one I will share now to set an intention. I also went with Virtuoso, but for me, it's going to be the hologram that those weird people created to replace the doctor. He just goes nuts and decides, I need to get back to Earth to kill Dr. Zimmerman and Reginald Barkley. Also with just high-pitched singing. It will be very painful for both of them. And the intentions are now set on murder.
Wait. No, they're not. I got reshuffled. And I think I have the best one. So
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Put your co-post back. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
There
Benji,
you go.
how are you killing Reginald Barkley?
I am killing Reginald Barkley in the Voyager conspiracy, in which he will be put into that alien's catapult and be catapulted across 30 sectors of space without inertial dampers on.
Just put him in there like a pumpkin, like when they launched.
Yeah.
He's
Anything
with a
without
stain on the bulkhead.
a tube, a metal tube.
Yeah.
And
but
now
then
the intentions are set. That was perfect.
Now they're set. Yes. I'm so sorry, Benji. But it was worth the wait.
Yes. All right.
What are we doing tonight, Stan?
I'm thinking we might try something a little bit different and do a thumb war.
How does that
but
work?
For season 6. And I'm glad you asked how it works, because I'll tell you. For those who don't know, Salon Thumb War is where Trevor will read an episode synopsis. It is not one that he wrote. It will likely be bad. They usually are. We will then discuss the episodes and then vote in the only scientifically accurate way to rate television with our thumbs, either up, down, or sideways. So get excited for that. And with that, Trevor, prepare to launch all torpedoes because it is time for this thumb war.
Star Trek Voyager Season 6, Episode 1, Equinox, Part 2. After Janeway strips the murderous Captain Ransom of his command. Sorry, I read that wrong. After Janeway strips the murderous Captain Ransom of his command, he and his crew escape with the Doctor and Seven of Nine as hostages. Staniel, why don't you kick this one off?
You bet. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine, and I will attempt to make things. This is breaking down immediately. This episode was fine. I think it falls into the two-parter trap where the setup is built for something really interesting, and then there's some interesting attempts for a conclusion. I think I struggle with this episode just because there was not, in my opinion, we talked about this last week, a good enough reason or explanation for this ship to also be there, also right in its path. Like, we've talked about this almost every week. Voyager keeps running into things directly in their path in this massive galaxy of ours. And I get, like, Equinox would be traveling at roughly the same direction, but it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And so I, like, just on a base level, I struggle with this episode. What I do like is when Chakotay and Janeway have conflict. It's interesting to finally let Janeway lean into her more chaotic, insane side, because we've also talked about this. It's been a brewing. Like, she's taken away people's agency left and right. Why not add torture to the mix? And so her going batshit over a captain not following what she believes to be proper adherence of Starfleet ideals is an interesting place to explore. I kind of wish Chakotay called her out, not just for, hey, what you're doing is wrong, but also let us recall X, Y, A through Z examples of her choices in the Delta Quadrant. I think there was an opportunity for that. Yeah, I mean, there's so much more to add, but it's a sideways for me, probably. Who wants to convince me otherwise? Will?
Yeah, this one, I used to really like this two-parter. I thought this was like one of the better ones of the series. But on the rewatch, and because I wasn't here last week, but like this second half is so strange because it does feel like the story was a little thin to be and there were like some weird plot holes, like, oh, the planet that they got these aliens from are really close by, or they found a ship close by. There's a lot of like really convenient things happening in this episode. The most interesting stuff is the character things, which I wish would have been leaned into more. I think this show is really starting, this franchise is really starting to show its age here. Like we're getting into like Joe Biden during the debates phase where it's like, oh, we're slipping, like something's happening here. Like it feels like something's getting tired, something's wrong, because like this is such an interesting character study, and the dynamic between Janeway and Chakotay is very interesting because we kind of saw this earlier with the dealing with the Borg and Scorpion, where the two of them don't agree, and they only seem to get along when they agree with each other. So what does that mean when they kind of start butting heads and have different opinions of things? And the desperation of Janeway in this episode is very interesting because at this point, I think the reality that they're probably going to be on this trip for a very long time is probably setting in with her. But I can't give the show that much credit because I'm starting to read into things rather than like the actual events that are happening on screen that I'm seeing. So I'm like emotional headcanon, I guess. Like I'm seeing what the actors are trying to do, but like there's so much just convenience and techno nonsense that are getting these writers out of like the ease in which they're finishing their stories. I don't know. I really found this episode to be kind of a good example of like on the surface it seems really good, but then once I dig into it I go, oh, this could have used like the character drama should have been more like her and Ransom. Like I don't know. I didn't get enough of the character. It just felt like we have to keep the plot moving. So the episode just moves. I kind of
Yeah.
rambled there, but like it feels like there's not enough like I don't think the character's got a moment to breathe.
There were only 2 real speed bumps in this one for me, which the first was I kind of wish the aliens didn't look like little Caspers. There was nothing like I'm not suggesting that if you aren't like humanoid or cute and cuddly that you should be slaughtered. I'm just saying, wouldn't that have been even more terrifying if he was like if they just were humanoid or they appeared like there was something significantly more sinister and less like, oh well, we think they might be intelligent. Go for like if you're gonna do this episode, do it. Is my first issue. My second issue is really just the comfort and speed with which the Equinox crew all seem to acquiesce to this really horrific idea of like carving people up for faster fuel. It just seemed a little bizarre. That I get it that Ransom has some exposition where he shares how desperate things were, but yeah, they did look a lot like Slimer. You're correct, Norman. It just them all agreeing just didn't click for me. It just felt weird. Ken, then Matt.
So first of all, I just want to say that I never watched this season somehow. I started watching these episodes. I'm like, I missed season 6 of Voyager back in the day. So I'm watching these episodes like, wow, this is a new Star Trek to me. So that's kind of interesting. I don't know what happened in my life that I just missed this season, but I missed it. I think that this episode, really one of the problems with Voyager, I feel, is, if you're going to throw them away from 70,000 light years away from Starfleet, don't go back to Starfleet. I mean, live up to your plot, right? If you're so weak now that you've got to bring a Starfleet ship into this again, then I think that's the problem. But my biggest problem with this episode is that with a few little buttons, you can turn the Doctor into a homicidal maniac, which, even if you turn off the Doctor's ethical subroutines, I guess this is trying to say that if you turn off the Doctor's ethical program, he becomes this crazy Dr. Jekyll, just like that. And, I hate to think that it's just the Doctor's ethical subroutines that are making him like this. That was too radical of a shift of that character. I thought as I was watching the episode that this was going to be the thing where he was going to whisper in his ear, "Don't worry, Seven, I'm just acting." But no, he was batshit crazy. And that didn't strike me as a very good thing. It did, the thing that they set up said, well, we'll set up the security so your program can't be fucked with again. But it's just that was crazy. I did not like that at all. And yes, that the problem with this show, and we're, this was Deep Space Nine was happening at the same time, right? So we're watching this, and we know that Deep Space Nine is serialized, yet Voyager was saying we're essentially gonna hit the reset button at the end of every episode. So through many of these episodes where they introduce new characters, new scenarios, it's got to reset. This show would have been a lot better if it embraced the serialization that was happening so incredibly well on Deep Space Nine at this time. Anyway, that's my thoughts.
The thing is, like, Voyager season 6, like, I was corrected too, and I always forget the timeline. Like, this is after DS9 ended. Like, they already had the full run of Deep Space Nine and saw the success and or failure, however you want to look at it. And so, like, they still didn't want to, like, do anything long form, which is where my opinion I was going to say. I think this episode, we didn't need, there was always that speculation of, give us a whole season that they travel together. I agree that I would have liked to have seen them meet the Equinox somehow. Some weird things happen. They decide to stick together for 3 episodes, and then all of this gets condensed into 1 episode. It like comes to a head, all of these things. It's not this, it's almost like this 2-parter is not enough for 2 episodes, but it's too much for 1 episode. And it's like the idea that maybe they travel together and they meet different species, and you start to see how Ransom is more of an opportunist, and you start to see how Janeway's like, wait, what do you mean? Like, no, we're not going to just phaser them and take their stuff. And she like, haha, no, I was joking. Totally. We would never do that. Like, let it like slow burn a little bit and then bring it up. Like they figure out how to manipulate the Doctor better. And they like, you have a little bit more escalation in parallel, and then it all can like happen in one episode rather than like stretching it out. I don't think we needed a whole season of them. I think a half a season would have been okay.
Yeah.
But I would have liked to see, if we're going to get it, then at least have it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea of having it be like have other things happening with them traveling in parallel. And because there is a mini mystery there of like, well, how did like we got this far because of Kess and some other random bullshit. How did you get this far? You didn't take an Ocampan girl from her planet and her powers.
We just ground people up.
Will? Oh yeah.
Will?
Yeah, it was kind of funny because what would have made the Equinox more interesting was if like what they did in Battlestar with Pegasus, where like we get like a part of a season with them together. Like what would these kind of, if we got maybe 3 or 4 episodes of them together and we kind of build more, because that was what I said. Like I don't believe any of the circumstance in which these characters are in. Like, yeah, their ship's fucked up, whatever, blah blah blah. But like, it would have been nice to see them like, oh, these people have changed. Like the Delta Quadrant has changed them in like a really awful way. Like the parallel of what the Voyager could have gone through would have landed more if this was spread out over time. Like again, this show struggles with the fact that they really hit that hard reset button every week in a lot of cases, and it just, I think but the reset button betrays the premise and the idea and the promise of this show, and it really starts to show in this season because you can tell they're wrapping up, because no show has gone past 7 seasons and we're in season 6, so you see that they're trying to plant seeds that they're going to get home soon.
And they could have easily just said like whatever device that they made to grind up the magic bullet, the alien magic bullet, like
not the magic bullet.
Like
I literally have NutriBullet in my notes.
The NutriBullet, yeah. Like have it be damaged instead of just like it's stuck in a radiated part of the ship. Like no, it actually gets damaged, and it takes time for them to rebuild it in secret while Voyager doesn't know what they're doing. And then they
find out that they damaged it. They sabotaged it on purpose.
Yeah, something like that they wouldn't. And so I will say the only one really positive thing is A, obviously, yes, psychotic Janeway. We love Janeway Unhinged. And B, I know it's so problematic, but I love watching one Federation ship fire on another. Like it's just
I'll save you the mute, Joanne. Nerd. There, I said it.
The thing is, like, one torpedo just blowing away that nacelle casing is just so satisfying. Like it's just
well, show me how satisfying with your thumb.
Excellent.
Thumbs for Equinox Part 2.
That was incredible, Trevor.
Thanks. I'm working hard.
It's actually only for the Equinox.
It's the vodka. All right, lands at a sideways.
Vodka.
Season 6, Episode 2, Survival Instinct. 7 of 9 is stalked by 3 renegade Borg drones who want to... Apparently the vodka is working really hard already. 7 of 9 is stalked by 3 renegade Borg drones who want to learn from her how to terminate their neural links and become individuals again. In my defense, that was an incredibly disjointed sentence. But there it is. It kind of describes this episode, but I think it can be described better by Benji, who will kick us off with a conversation about survival instinct.
Wow, that's a lot of confidence in me. I chose this ahead of time because I waver back and forth. But I mean, I think there's an episode later this season that people are going to say is their favorite, which is like pretty remarkable for for an aging series. Survival Instinct is maybe my favorite episode of the series. I think it's like definitely like a sleeper best. And I think most of it like hinges on the performance of the guest actors who come into like portray these really interesting characters. So there's like a few things going on. One is like that I personally I think love the most about this is like all of the scenes that take place on the planet where they're like around the campfire and stuff like that, and their individuality is reasserting itself, and they just have like these really like haunting rememberings coming up. And like imagine coming to work to do a gig and you have to be like okay, you're a cybernetic zombie that is becoming a person again. Act. But they do it, and it has always really gotten to me. And they found 3 people who I think have very good chemistry. They are both doing these like the de-zombifying Borg scenes, and then they're doing these scenes in tandem where they're on Voyager and where they're in this triad. They obviously would have had to do some rehearsal to get their chemistry right, because they have lines where they're literally starting and finishing each other's sentences. And then it goes into the story where it becomes very, very poignant because they're in like this unimaginable situation, and like 7 of 9 eventually has to decide, are they just going to have a month to live and to be individuals for a little while longer before they pass away? I think it's just like an outstanding episode. And it also comes back to like one of the things that I think is the most interesting about 7 of 9, which is that she was assimilated very young. And so when she's put into this situation compared to these other people who are assimilated at an older age, which, most people are, it always rocks her like very differently. Like she's afraid to confront her past. She doesn't remember as well. So she's very afraid, and she wants to stay Borg, and these other people who were assimilated later don't want to. I've always thought that was fascinating, and it makes, I think, 7 of 9's character like more compelling. Like if she had been older, she probably just would have wanted to be human again. It's also part of the reason why I really want them to do a post-Borg series, because I want to explore like for people who are assimilated at infancy and have like zero memory from when they were assimilated or from when they were young, what are their lives like after they're de-assimilated? Anyway, I think it's an outstanding set of performances. I think it's a really haunting and poignant and beautiful episode, and I love it. And anyone feel free to tear it down if you want to.
No, one thing I never thought of until you started talking about it is how good it is, given that none of these 3 people were ever in. Well, I mean, they were in Star Trek before, but they weren't in these characters. They show up as though they've been playing these characters as series regulars somewhere, and the ability to kind of adapt to service us is unusual and striking. I saw a hand. So Matt, and then Krista, did you have your hand up earlier for this one? No. Okay.
I think it was Cameron for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I fully agree with Benji. I think that these guest actors are absolutely incredible, and they steal this entire episode in a way that I don't think many other actors could have just stepped in and done, unless you're talking like a big name, like a heavy hitter guest star that they get every once in a while. There's so much about this episode that kind of confuses me too, because I'm like, at one point the doctor's like, well, we can send them back to the collective, as if that's not a fate worse than death. Like, why is anyone even being like, well, they might live longer? We all know that that's not living. Like, everyone knows that you would rather die than be go back to join the collective, like you would think at this point. Besides that, I really, really love that this is one of the only times, which is shocking to me, that we see like a community starbase. Like we actually get to see Voyager docked at, you would think that there would be these like way stations or, pit stops in space fairly regular. I mean, this is a quadrant that has life. Like you would think you would see that. So I really loved that we got to see other aliens that we don't necessarily need to explore in depth, but it gives like, oh, this is a commerce hub. This is something, and we get to see Voyager actually docked. I'm shocked that Janeway would allow that many aliens just to roam around her ship. Like, I'm kind of with Tuvok on that, because he's like, hey, hey, maybe we don't just let everyone go everywhere and stand in the hallways getting in the way of things. But this is really honestly such a good episode, and to see those guest stars, like having one of them be a Starfleet officer that was, on a starship that was like, hey, the implication is that she was there for the next month before she died. So she did get to, live out her life on Voyager, on a starship, which was really always satisfying to me. Because I hate the whole like, oh, well, we can't keep you on the ship, so we got to get rid of you. Like, you have to choose to go somewhere. Like, the one guy goes onto a planet. It's like, okay, that's fine. But I'm glad that she actually said, yes, I'm going to stay. And we just kind of let her go into the abyss.
Plenty of life in that quadrant, but as we learned in season 1, not a ton of water. Ken, you had raised your hand, and you're on mute, dear.
So I think it's interesting you mentioned that, the thing about this show that I liked was it took advantage of the fact that here we had an extended universe. Obviously, the Starfleet officer was Bajoran. They never made any reference that she was Bajoran. You just saw that she was Bajoran, which I thought was kind of cool. And then what you were saying, Matt, I just was thinking about was, yes, she stayed on the ship for a month. Then at the end of the last episode, they had that small group of Equinox crew now incorporated into Voyager. So they did, but you never saw her or the Equinox people ever again. So
later on, you do see a couple of the extra. They did redress a couple of those extras for background roles in a couple episodes in like the end of season 6 or beginning of season 7. So you do see them walking.
Or the Borg baby from last season. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah. So, but I really
coached.
I loved that. I loved the Seven storyline. I loved that whole part about how she was a girl and that she was freaked out and she was young and all that. I did not like how she was portrayed in the flashbacks because I think she was portrayed too much like Seven. Just she didn't come across as like the Borg drone that she was introduced as. There was a little bit of retconning of her character there as a drone. But I did like the revelation that, she acted that way because she was a scared little girl when she was assimilated. So I thought that was a very cool point.
I agree with some of that. I will piggyback and say I think the powerful performances in this episode from those actors and from Jerry Ryan save the fact that this is so fucking convenient. Like, what the fuck do you mean this random human ended up in the same tertiary adjunct as this other random human who's been in a Borg maturation chamber until just a couple of years ago, whose cube was destroyed, by the way? Like, where did these drones go? Like, they all just got shuffled around and then ended up like the convenience of this plot is quintessential Trek, and I will forgive it because the performances are really solid. And with that, I'm going to show my thumb and encourage you all to do so as well.
Ooh, sideways from the ladies, but the gentle ladies all set up. Season 6, episode 3, Barge of the Dead. Torres begs to be allowed to rescue her disgraced mother from a Klingon death barge where she is being held as a condemned prisoner. That is not quite exactly what happens in this episode. There's a lot more depth to this episode. There's a lot more involving faith with respect to this episode. And so because of that and many other reasons, I'm going to kick this one off with Joanne.
So this was, I think, a really interesting episode, like for all of the reasons you just said. And it had potential to be, I think it had potential to be extraordinary, but my constant complaint about Voyager is they never land the ending. That didn't sound like a correct sentence. But they never land the ending for me. But I thought it was really interesting, Blana's in this coma or whatever, and she's immediately like on her way to hell, right? And where the dishonored go to die. And the whole interaction kind of with her mother. And I guess, I thought that was an interesting choice because I guess we hear more about Balana and her father sort of up to this and never as much about her and her mother. So I thought that was an interesting choice of her subconscious, but maybe that's why. But what I found most interesting was when she goes back, that Voyager is her place of becomes Graythor, right? Is her place of dishonor, and interacting with the crew, I guess, in ways that they're not quite themselves, or maybe that's how she sees them or how she feels about them. Like, I thought that was really very interesting and compelling because, in some ways, Balana's whole life has just been a life interrupted. And she's never really had an opportunity to kind of just come to terms with, on her own, who she is and where she wants to be sort of in life. And so even Voyager is that for her, right? Like she's immediately having to choose, right? Um, and I understand why she's angry. Um, and I'm on the fence about the whole, her and Tuvok and let's manage your anger. Um, to quote American Gods, anger gets shit done sometimes. So, you know, we don't always need to rush to let it go. But in the end, like I said, it never resolves well for me. I was like, what is this? Even though, it was I think Mr. Moore and Mr. Fuller had their hands on the script, and it is eerily reminiscent again of one of my favorite episodes of American God by Mr. Fuller. But that I guess maybe he perfected it from this. So it was I don't know, it was middle of the road, but I thought the concepts were good. It's where the execution failed. How about that?
Power and majesty, praise to the King.
I'm gonna hop in real quick to not only sing the praises of Joanne because I agree, but also a quick plug. We are going to be having Fred Bronson, who is a Star Trek writer, for an interview in a couple of weeks. We'll have more details about when that comes out. I met him and Brian Fuller, writer of this episode, a few weeks ago, and he talked about this episode. Really cool chat that Fred was hosting, and Brian said that it was his intention for this to spark more story for B'Elanna and connecting with her heritage, sort of in the way that he was thinking about Catholicism. Not that he was reconnecting or connecting with Catholicism, but he sort of likened it to finding faith in her heritage and that he wanted it to continue. But of course, like we've talked about, there's that Voyager reset button and it just got shot down, which is a real bummer.
Well, the Catholic thing tracks, right? Because she's always in limbo and, nothing's ever kind of resolved. So, yeah, that tracks, even as unsatisfying as that can be. But
the thing for me that sticks out about this episode is the interesting parallel between her mom and Janeway. It's at times uncomfortable, and at other times kind of endearing. It seems to like it can't quite. I think the discomfort comes from the lack of foundation. Not to get too lawyery about this, but there's that case hasn't been the evidence hasn't been established. There's nothing to warrant that payoff, and we've had plenty of time to build to it. So it just seems like a weird place to land when the hug stands out for me. Like it's emotional and that hits, but like where did that come from? Like it just doesn't feel like it was earned through the series. It was earned through the episode for sure, but it felt like a character decision for the character of another show, not necessarily her certainly admiration for Janeway with respect to science. They're both brilliant women. I would have been more comfortable with them having a more sisterly relationship eventually than a maternal, mother and child one, because they're my crew, therefore I must act like their mother thing is weird. Also, she's in the process of essentially mourning her mother, so why are we trying to replace her mother? It felt a little off to me. It was both endearing and strange all at the same time. Yes, Krista.
I just wanted to make a comment about faith because I think that the way I approach faith, that faith is a very personal thing. And I think sometimes with institutionalized things like Catholicism, all of it, it's almost like you have to accept all of it or you can't participate. And I think sometimes there's bits in a number of faiths that you can compile into something that works for you. And I think for B'Elanna in this, I think that her overall rejection of who she fundamentally is, she's beginning to parse the things that she wants to keep. And so she's not looking at her like it really disturbed me that they mentioned that she looks in a mirror and she sees nothing but self-loathing. Like these are things that are they're abrasive to hear, and it made me very uncomfortable. Repeatedly referring to her as a mongrel. It's like I wasn't quite clear if this was her own internal dialogue that she constantly has running in her own head, and what a fucking nightmare that is. And so I was kind of glad at the end, while I disagree with Janeway being everyone's mother, I did sort of see in her embracing Janeway the hope that she's now starting to parse her internal dialogue better. She's starting to sort of reconcile, this is part of who I am. It's not the whole of who I am, but there are parts of it that I don't necessarily have to make a practice of shunning and that kind of thing. So I thought it was a very kind of self-aware, but I agree with Joanne. Most of these episodes are not earned. They seem it's time to tie it up now. Mm-hmm. And I particularly don't like the idea that Janeway is a maternal figure. I do not care for Seven being a maternal figure. Where is Naomi Wildman's mother? Like, is she on a milk carton somewhere? Where the fuck is this kid's mother? And nobody approaches Chakotay, Chachuchi, like he's everybody's fucking father. Nobody's asking anyone else to be like a father. It's just the women. It's like an incredibly sexist way to approach it. And I think that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm done.
As Star Trek would say, the women. I would love to see everyone's thumbs for Barge of the Dead. Oh my God, we're all over the place. Oh dear, I have to do math. Okay, it's a sideways. I kind of secretly love this episode. Okay. Season 6, episode 4, Tinker, Tenor, Doctor, Spy. The Doctor's colorful daydreams are intercepted by alien raiders who glean enough information about Voyager to launch an attack. Speaking of launching an attack, Will.
You read my mind, Eva. I need to talk about this episode. I was going to be like, I need to talk about this. As a kid watching the show, I was always a little weirded out by the Doctor. Not because of Robert Picardo's performance, but I realized as a kid, I picked up on how he perceives other people. They are objects. It is very strange. Does not. He is perceiving people, the crew, the way he believes they perceive him, as not a person. So his daydreams are horrifyingly inappropriate. And no one seems to be like, this guy's a fucking creep. Like, this program is a fucking creep. Like, no one's there to correct his behavior. Like, it's so weird. And it's like he wants to become something beyond his programming. Great. Is your be less of a creep? Like, you're being this episode made me so fucking uncomfortable because, like, I like the little framing of these little weird aliens because they're kind of cute and weird and stupid, and I'm like, they're fun. Like, and they're like, "Ooh, we misinterpreted this." I get it. That's kind of fun, but like,
And they're basically gossip mongers. Like, they're spies, but it's basically bitchy gossip.
Yeah, and it's really funny that they're living for this like bullshit, and unable to like realize that this is not. I don't know. It's anyway, but this is like the episode I was like, oh my God, fuck the doctor. Like, fuck him. No wonder him and Barkley are friends. Like, they're two creeps who are just like, oh, let's be creeps together. Let's think of these people as objects. Like, let's not think of them as real people. And then he gets kind of called out, and everyone thinks it's like sweet and endearing. I'm like, fuck this guy. Like, you're gonna put this creep, this dude who's having inappropriate fantasies about his coworkers, which is weird. I mean, it's weird that but it's like, people have weird things about it. But this guy's like a horny pig. Like what the fuck? Like, it's so weird. This episode, like, I had such mixed feelings. I've been packing my apartment because I'm moving in a few weeks, and I literally stopped to watch this and was horrified. Like, I wanted to like have a shot afterwards. I was like, this made me so mad. I was like, why are they writing the doctor like he's this fucking creep? Like, I found this episode creepy. I don't know why. It was upsetting to me, and like, I like that the doctor's like, oh, I can do this like command thing, and like, that's cool, but like, the backdrop of his fantasies becoming like him not being able to escape his daydreams, and him being like, I have to save the ship, I have to do this. I was like, no one thinks that this guy is like no one calls him out on his shit in this episode. Like, he thinks he's the only one who can save the ship. He's got these delusions of grandeur. He thinks he's this playboy. He's creepy around people that he shouldn't be. His relationship with Kes was inappropriate. His relationship with Seven is also inappropriate. It's like no one goes, hey, you are a hologram, but you're interacting with people, and the way you treat people is inappropriate. And no one calls him out on this. Everyone's like, oh, he's so funny. He thinks Tom is kind of this little meek person. I was like, that's fucking bullshit. You work with him. He's your nurse. Like, the fuck is this? Like, I don't know. Like, this whole thing just pissed me off.
Yeah. Also, rewatching it in the year of our AI 2026, I was just like, oh, like, how have we not figured this out by the 24th century? Because we're seeing remnants of this now with the way AI chatbots act. Like, it's a mess. And I fully agree with you, Will. Even as a kid, I too was like, why is he such a dick? Like, him wanting to expand his program and do something other than like be the chief medical. I love that Tom at least said, it's not our fault he's not happy with being the chief medical officer. Like,
by accident.
Yeah. Come on.
Krista?
I agree with everything. This episode, I retitled it Middle-Aged White Man Failing Up. The only thing I really liked about literally the only thing that I really liked about this episode were the aliens, because I don't know if this works for y'all, but they reminded me of those little cocktail wieners. You know those cocktail wieners?
Vienna sausages.
Those like little, not even full pigs in a blanket, but just the cocktail wiener. And I'm saying, if I'm having to watch this shit and I am not enjoying myself, there better be cocktail wieners. So I was okay with the episode because the little aliens reminded me of little cocktail wieners.
They do look like little pigs in a blanket, the little mini ones with the croissant, like with their turtlenecks and their little dick heads.
Minor spoiler for you, Kristen.
Like grape jelly based sauce. With the dried onions. I'm telling you.
Minor spoiler for you, Krista. They come back.
Feast right there.
Yeah, they come back one too many times, but they come back in in just
So
as
does the
fun, gossipy, bitchy fashion.
They're like Santarans a little bit
Yeah.
from Doctor Who.
Yeah, they are.
It was very Barkley coded.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And I was just like, haven't we already, didn't this happen on a
You know,
somewhere?
Krista, that really is like it is Barkley coded.
That
It's
hit.
like delusions. of
And what's
grandeur.
funny is that by the end, when you get to Virtuoso, it's like he finally meets a species that's like just like him. That he finally meets his people. That like Martin Scorsese and Paul Williams, they're just exactly like him, and he's so offended. And then they fawn on him, and again, we've got middle-aged white man failing up. It's the whole fucking series is middle-aged white men failing up.
That should have been the finale. It should have been Voyager should have been one big Barkley holodeck adventure. That's what it should have been.
The idea that we can't get rid of Little Wieners or Barkley, there's something appropriate about.
I'm just saying, if this is the theme, give me the fucking cocktail wieners.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Show me your thumbs for Tinker and all that nonsense. Okay, that was easy.
I'm the only sideways one.
For audio listeners, that was a almost unanimous down.
You have it too, Benji.
What happened? Oh, something happened in the comments that I missed. Anyway, season 6, episode 5, cleverly entitled Alice. The crew arrives at a diner in Arizona. No. A space shuttle with a seductive female persona becomes an obsession for Tom Paris, and it convinces him to cannibalize Voyager's parts. I decided I would take this one first, only to share.
Can I just say really
yes,
quick? I'm not going to be ignored, Dan. What movie is that? That's what I was thinking the entire time. I won't be ignored, Dan.
It is definitely
Hide your bunnies.
it's single cybernetic female. Yeah.
Fatal attraction.
Yeah, it's yeah. Given the time that this episode came out, I get it, but it's so fucking broken. Like the first of all, I don't know. Listen, Robert Duncan McNeil is a very talented actor. He decided not to be that in this episode for some reason. Also, there was something I don't like sounding like this, but I'm just going to say there was something off about his physical appearance during this part of the season and in this episode. I can't put my finger on it. I'm not trying to say he's a very attractive man. He was during the run of this show. He still is. I'm not criticizing that. I'm just saying there was something off about, I don't know if it was hair and makeup was weird, but there was just something a little off. And I go back to previous criticisms and critiques and wanting this show to be better for the time in which it was, even for the time in which it was playing, which was stop trying to make Tom the ultimate stud. Like, this would have been such a more interesting Harry episode. This would have been such a more interesting B'Elanna episode. This would have been like, there are other characters for whom this plotline would work, unless you're a nerdy writer who happens to be a white man who wants to see the white guy who likes hot rods get the chick. Like, it's just kind of weird, and it lands in an kind of place for me. And so I have for audio only listeners, we're now watching a clip from
Let's all go to Madame Butterfly.
Yeah.
With lights.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm done trashing this episode, and I would love to hear from Joanne.
So for me, pardon me, this is the religion episode. This is all about, for me, pardon me, blind faith and obnoxious obsession, because cults of personality. They meet you where you are and kind of manifest themselves in something that's very attractive to you. And they lure you in and they isolate you from people who know you and care about you, in feeding you this pipe dream that there's something greater, you know out there's something beyond, right? That if we just come together and you just do everything that I say, I manipulate your personality, I make you rebel against the folk who are trying to be concerned about you, because there's this higher calling. Nobody understands you like me, right? Follow me to the death. There's a reward for you, but then when you get there, there's fucking nothing there other than destruction, right? So I thought this was an interesting sort of way to frame, how we get so obsessed with the things that speak to, the broken parts of us. I agree with you that it would have probably been much more effective for Harry. Or this would have been, I think, an appropriate follow-up to Barge of the Dead, right? So B'Elanna goes from, kind of like Krista said, well, this kind of piece doesn't work for me, but there's something in here that's attractive about. She sees me for who I am, or you know what I mean? And
Being
taps into-
susceptible.
exactly, being vulnerable, right? To something, to someone who, spins just a bunch of bullshit to you, to serve their own needs, but try to cloak it in, that there's this greater calling, there's this greater good. Again, the ending, fuck my life, Voyager. What? Because I also did not, it made no sense to me. Like, so why was she going to the particle fountain? So why was she screaming when the ship got sent into it? Because that's where you were going. So you kind of got what
Yes.
you wanted, Alice. Like, what?
Yes.
That was dumb. That was very dumb. But again, I thought conceptually very, very interesting. Execution, but I thought it was interesting.
Ken?
I just think that there was a big wasted opportunity at the very end of this episode, given that Tom Paris is a big classics guy, that the last line of this episode should have been, "Don't worry, B'Elanna, Alice doesn't live here anymore."
Mm-hmm.
That took me a minute.
That's all I'm saying. I don't know why that made me zoom in like this. 3D.
Listen, the producer drinks. You never know what's going to happen.
Right, but that book was about a woman, so it's pretty much the last fucking thing.
I just want to say
It would have been more fun had they shown up at a diner in Arizona. Go ahead, Benji.
Yes. I'm just mad because I just realized I've been whistling the montage music at work all week, and I just figured out what it was, and I hate myself. Thanks, Voyager.
Don't hate yourself. We love you. Thumbs for Alice. All right. It's a down, but it's not unanimous. We had some sideways. Season 6, episode 6, Riddles. Tuvok is robbed of his psychological prowess after being, and I quote, zapped by an energy force. And Janeway searches for the shadow people responsible for the attack. I'm going to go full loose cannon here and call on Stan first, because I'm talking about riddles and there's a segue to be made.
Tomato on that synopsis. Listen, Tim Russ is wonderful, and getting to see him play in this episode was really fun. And seeing him interact with Neelix in a way that Neelix has been so desperate for the entire run of the show. As much as I hate Neelix, is like, you know what? There was a little bit of endearing. There were a few endearing moments here. I still hate Neelix. He still sucks. But like I said last week or the week before, like when they made him like to Chris's point earlier, like making Neelix a maternal figure is working far better than him just being creepy boyfriend. So like they've made so many of the women have to be maternal. It's nice that like, oh, here's this dude who has a parental side to him. It's kind of a meh overall, but I do like to seeing Tim Russ get to play in a different, almost different character is really fun. And our characters being out of character is a fun quintessential Trek kind of story, but it's kind of meh overall.
I love when there is a Tuvok episode because I love Tim. I hate when the Tuvok episode is meh and he's good despite the material. Like, and I feel like that's what happens in Riddles. At least that's my perception. Any other thoughts on this one? I know we all love Neelix. Will?
The only thing I remember about this episode is that the alien guest star is the same actor who played Blanche Devereaux's husband, George's illegitimate child in The Golden Girls. And his name is David. That's the only thing I remember about this episode. So take that as what you will. And he's kind of hot, that guy.
And she could have had Andy Rooney, but she didn't.
She didn't. I could have had Andy Rooney. Yeah. Anyway, that's
Plug
the only
for the
thing I remember about
Patreon.
this episode. Yeah.
Plug for the Patreon. We do still intend to watch Golden Girls episodes with Star Trek actors guest starring, because there are a many, including Inabrin Tain,
yes,
Garrick, Lal,
Robert Picardo.
Bob Picardo.
Bob Picardo.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it'll be fun.
There is a lot. There is many a Star Trek actor made their way through Golden Girls. So
The fundamentalist
check out
in
our new
everybody's the fundamentalist in everybody's favorite episode, where Worf becomes an environmental terrorist.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Was
Blanche's
Blanche's brother. Yes.
Yeah. Tomalak is in one of them
Yes.
too.
I actually think he
Yeah.
was playing the same character in that episode.
Yes.
I think
It was
I
still
think-
Blanche's gay brother.
Yeah, I think it was still Blanche's gay brother.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty sure.
come check out our new channel, The Golden Salon, where we'll be rewatching every episode of The Golden Girls and discussing it.
I will sign up
From
for
a
that.
Star Trek lens. From a Star Trek lens
How-
specifically.
How many cheesecakes does this episode get?
We'll watch it like those fan theories where like if you watch like Titanic, but you imagine that Jack wasn't real, that he was a figment. Like, there's those fun ways of doing it. We'll watch Golden Girls, but it takes place on Risa. So it's actually a Star Trek.
my headcanon is that Golden Girls takes place in the Star Trek universe. So
a
that's what
holodeck.
I'm saying.
Which is just Earth.
Yeah.
No, it's like they're on the same timeline. Like they're on this.
Right.
They exist in the same thing. Like this is the prequel to
So-
Star Trek.
Blanche actually starts the eugenics wars.
By accident.
Yes, exactly.
By accident,
accident.
yeah.
It's an
She
accident.
sleeps with Khan.
But it'll be great
Yeah.
because Miami is nice. So I'll
we'll
say
say it thrice.
Rice. Show me your thumbs for riddles before we go completely. I don't like it.
Oh.
Oh my God, we are. Oh God, I really have to do math. Okay, Joanne and I are down.
The two-
1, 2, 3
The
sideways.
two ones that
two.
it's their first time liked it.
It's a sideways. That required a lot of work for an intoxicated co-host. Season 6, episode 7, Dragon's Teeth. Escaping from a powerful armada, Janeway and her crew take shelter on a desolate planet where they find a slumbering warrior race. It's actually not the worst description that Google's ever given us. Mateo, take it away with Dragon's Teeth, please, sir.
This episode has everything. You got Voyager landing. You've got you got Voyager landing. You got ship battles. You got hidden enemies. You have people in cryostasis. You have flashback. You have people dying. You have foam rocks falling in a cavern. Like you have massively overcomplicated, guest extras in way too much makeup and headpieces. But I do firmly stand on what I said a couple weeks ago or last week, I don't remember, when I say I think this would have been a really good movie. if you had better budgets for the ship battles, for the cryostasis, for all of it, like I think this could have been a really good, very atmospheric, like very, very fun idea. I still think that this is a fantastic, we get the turnabout that, Voyager's running from an enemy, and they end up letting loose a much bigger threat on the entire quadrant. It's very quintessential Voyager, stumbles in, thinks they're doing the right thing, and then fucks everyone over. Like, this would have been a great reason for the Delta Quadrant to hate the Alpha Quadrant later. And you find out that, now the Vaudoir are back and like wreaking havoc. I love this episode. The only weird thing, I didn't really need the whole, I always try to defend Neelix because I want it to be better, but like, why did his species have to, we have a word for Vaudoir. It means, or a word for, it means something, it means ridiculous, you're stupid for whatever it is. Gullible, I think is what it was. Foolish. That's it. Yes. Thank you. I didn't need that tie-in. I think we could have got there without it. I think that was a little much because
that one didn't bother me because this was like a way of including Neelix as a way of like his people were, from Voyager's perspective, now 4 years behind us, technically should have been 14 years behind us or more. Right. So it further illustrated how much the Vaudoir had been impacting.
That's a good point. And I'll take that point. I think if we hadn't we don't see the Talaxians again, that would have held up better. But yeah, I love this episode. I do. I think it's so well done. I think it's well acted in a lot of ways. Yeah.
These are the ones we should have seen again. Like, I think it was Trevor who said it would be interesting for the think tank to pop up once or twice again. The same thing with the Vaudoir, because their subspace corridors go wherever the plot needs them to go. So like them showing up again would be an interesting.
I'm sorry, I just saw Benji's comment.
I was going to call that out as well. Benji, say more, please, and I'll pop it on screen.
It's true.
That's just like, I looked at one of them and I was like, that guy looks like a Christian Slater alien. And then I saw another one and I thought it was the same Christian Slater alien, but it was a different one. And then there was a third one. It was also Christian Slater.
1 degree.
It's like a weird shout out to Mary Jo Slater, who was, the casting director for many of a Trek project, which is how Christian ended up in Star Trek 6.
Right.
Malkovich.
I like this episode. It's interesting. It is a good example of how like the crew is not in the place they shouldn't. They're just fucking things up. Like they're not as sensitive as they are to things in the Alpha Quadrant, and like their lack of knowledge and like history of this quadrant affects them negatively. And I do like how Neelix is utilized in the episode, but like the thing that bugs me about this episode is the aliens' makeup is bad. It's a weird design. They've got this. They look like a crocodile's cloaca. Like I don't know what this thing is happening. It's very weird. Like it's a weird design that's very distracting to me because it looks like if Picasso drew a vagina. It's so weird to me. I can't stand their makeup design is very bad.
It's supposed to be like a king rattlesnake, like with the.
Yeah, and they're supposed to look kind of like dinosaur-y, kind of ancient. Like, I get it. But it's like they took all of these pieces. Like, they've got like the weird Cardassian neck gills. They have this horn that looks like it's something from the Voth. Like, they put a bunch of stuff together. It's just kind of weird looking. And it takes me out because they all end up looking kind of similar. Like, all of the aliens kind of, well, not that they all look like Christian Slater, but like they all end up looking very, I don't know if they cast actors who kind of look alike. There's like 2 of them that look identical to me, and like one will start talking, oh, it's that guy. Like I don't know, this is a good, I like the idea of this episode a lot, and it's kind of fun, but like this being like a loose plot thread of this show is like The fact that we get the hierarchy aliens from Tinker Tinker Dr. Spy like 2 more times after this, and we don't get the Vaudouar
Right.
is stupid. But I think it's because of their cloaca neck vaginas. I don't think it's because they weren't interesting. I think it's the makeup.
Controversial
Now that I
yet
think
brave
about it.
opinion. The update that they did for them in Star Trek Section 31 looks great.
Oh, I don't remember seeing them.
It got
one random guy.
very background. And this is not going to turn into a bash another Star Trek project. I am just saying the Vaudouar in that movie looked great.
And they got an Emmy for the makeup for a reason.
I just wanted to. Can I actually for a second?
Please.
Can I get a theme
How
song?
dare you?
You can as soon as I find it. Normally it takes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll do it and then you can trigger it.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, but there's no such thing as a king rattlesnake. There's a king.
Well, actually,
a king cobra
or a rattlesnake. Unless they had babies, which is possible.
You dumb bitch.
You're right. Dumb bitch Matt alert.
I want to say one thing.
I deleted that banner for politeness.
That's good.
For reasons. For the reason.
I did like.
What are you trying to say? Get them off my back.
I did like in this episode that it had some backstory with the Borg. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
I struggled with the end of this because Janeway trapped her crew in the Delta Quadrant so the Kazon couldn't get the fucking array. She goes to great lengths to, do this, that, or the other. But she just drives away when the fucking space racists escape through their 52 corridors to wreak oppression and havoc on the Delta Quadrant. Like, they're fucking racist. They're supremacists. They're the Delta Quadrant version of MAGA. And she's just like, well, they're fighting with them other people. Let's go. What?
That's a really good point, Joanne.
This
she really is just like, oops, we did that. We got to go before someone realizes what we did. Like, we got to go right now.
Everybody who has talked about getting Kate Mulgrew back has talked about like, oh, it would be great to do a Star Trek Janeway. No one has talked about what that could be. This is what it is. It's Admiral Janeway being confronted with her fuck ups and needing to clean up the Delta Quadrant mess she created.
Fix that shit you broke.
Wasn't that Chakotay's job on Prodigy? Basically,
which is funny that she's making him do it.
Well, because she can't show her face in the Delta Quadrant,
and then motherfucker got lost in time.
Yeah,
and lived on a beach for 20 years with a bird.
Dragon's teeth, thumbs.
I also love this episode.
The ship lands.
Benji's like, the ship lands, it gets an up.
Yep.
Exactly. Automatic up.
We can fit a lot of bullshit in this shit when we put it on the ground.
Okay. Season 6, Episode 8, One Small Step. Janeway searches for a 300-year-old U.S. spacecraft from the first manned mission to Mars that is trapped inside a massive ball of energy. It's not the worst description. I will kick this one off by sharing that I fucking love this episode. This is one of the few episodes of Voyager that I just... It is fantastic Trek. It does it kind of Buck Rogers Star Trek in a weird sort of way. Granted, they didn't actually travel through time because everybody there, everyone depicted from the wrong time is dead, and we're just watching them through log entries or historical record. But there's something really, really cool about this episode. I think the only thing I appreciate the development that it is for Seven. I resent that Seven is the only one experiencing the log entry and this person's mission and this beautiful, because it's well acted, not just because I want to jump Phil Morris's bones. He's a beautiful human being and
problematic gay alert.
He's going to be at STLV, and y'all are in charge of making sure I don't make an ass of myself. But he is
Not
he
me.
is 17.5% of the reason that I'm gay. He was on the 88, 89 reboot of Mission Impossible TV series, and yes, he was delightful there, and he was delightful in this episode. Beautiful
Star Trek
man
3.
with a lot of his and The Children Shall Lead. So he's been in a lot of Star Trek. I just love the idea of this person's story finally being told and the truth finally being known. I just, like I said, I resent that it's only through 7 that we get to experience it. I do love her sort of murmuring the results of the World Series at his funeral. But I'm like, stop making it the 7 show. Those are my thoughts. Does anyone else have thoughts on One Small Step?
Should have been B'Elanna.
You're correct. Will, then Matt?
Yeah, I like this episode too. I think I didn't quite like as a kid. I don't like Ken. I don't remember watching this season really. This episode is really interesting because it is like a really good Trek episode. I kind of think this would be good as a Tom episode because it's a link to the past. It shows his interest in this and his connection to it. I think they could have drawn something very interesting about why he's connected to like classic things, and this being kind of like his connection to it would be really interesting. But yeah, it's a good Star Trek episode. I do think there's a couple of like the contrivance, the conveniences of the series at this point have become very apparent. But I think overall, I think that the performance of Phil Morris really anchors the episode in a really lovely way.
I'm just watching this episode, so I'm going to watch it after the Salon. I just got to the first act, so I'm looking forward to it.
Matt, you had thoughts?
The wine has erased the thoughts. What I was gonna say. Well, it was a small thing. I don't remember what the main point I was gonna make was. I kind of thought that she was relaying the log to everybody on the ship, though. Was she the only one hearing it? I mean, I'll admit I did not rewatch this one because
I believe she was recording it on her tricorder the whole time, so like it's not lost. I just mean
right. But I thought that everybody else was kind of listening. Well, I guess she gets trapped. No, you're right.
Yeah, the experience of it is not, it's hers and hers alone, and that's annoying.
I think this is a very, very cute episode, and I love anything that gives us more backstory on early Federation without having to have like an entire series slogging through early. Like, I like these little quip back like retrospectives more than I would like. I didn't, I'm not huge on Enterprise. Not that it's a terrible series, but like this is more fun to me to like see it in more of these little vignettes of how they did it, and like to jump back and forth while we're still seeing our crew, we're seeing them. It's very, I don't know. I think this is a really well done episode. It's not one that I go back and watch very often because I think it's not that interesting. I guess I'm like, it's a good episode. I just don't find myself rewatching it. It's a great like premise and everything.
Thumbs for One Small Step.
I'm gonna have to abstain. Haven't seen it.
And that makes it an up. Despite the ladies not feeling it. It's okay. It's okay. Season 6, Episode 9, The Voyager Conspiracy. 7 of 9 begins a new method of data analysis that makes her craft a conspiracy theory that Janeway and Tuvok intentionally stranded Voyager in the Delta Quadrant. I will allow Staniel to kick this one off.
I love this stupid episode. And watching it in the year of our misinformation 2026 is a wild wild ride. Fun fact about our bonus episode, I peaked. Off the cuff commentary referring to 7 of 9 as RFK of 9, and it hit in my soul. I got one of the more unhinged cackles from Will, and y'all know that just charges my battery. Highly recommend y'all give us $5 a month specifically so you can hear that and more. Why don't we go to a clip? That bitch fucked with my targeting sensors.
Before she took off.
I'm missing like Worf over here.
Report.
Shooting like Worf over here.
Do you think that's become a bit like you like warfing it means like grossly missing an obvious target?
For just $5 a month or more, you can see that nonsense in all of its glory. We did commentary on this episode in full. I will just share. I don't like how much this show has become the 7 show, but I do like when she fucks up. Like, she was just going to put a bunch of data in her brain and be better than everybody, and it doesn't work. And again, like I said, it's really interesting watching this in 2026 because I myself am flabbergasted by certain individuals or groups of individuals seeing video of things happening and then say that didn't happen. It's just fucking wild to me. And so this episode hits differently. And it's fun. It's fun seeing Janeway and Chakotay be like, this is compelling. She made a compelling argument. And then she made Tuvok wharf it and miss. Krista?
Compelling argument, schmelling argument. A bleached asshole is still an asshole. This is the thing for me. Okay? What was really disappointing about this episode was she gets the paranoia crabs. Then she goes full dark web Fortran. Then she she plugs into her hard drive, loads in all of this information. Then Chakotay buys in. It took was mentioning Makee, and he was like, well, this could really be true. And here's the thing that bothers me.
Leaper cell activated.
It irritates me because these folks this is like 5 years now, 6 years, whatever. They've been together. They've been relying on one another. And now this bish puts you in a room where you can't leave and you can't contact anyone, but you leave being suspicious of Janeway, like who's not she hasn't done anything to hide her freak. She does not hide her freak. If this was her thing, I mean, come on. And then what I liked was Janeway came in and she tried the same thing, and it took a little longer for Janeway, but then it's like, I agree with you. I love watching her fuck up. I love any episode where she's like a bad Dickens character. You know those nursemaids, the ones that are hired and they're no fun. They're no fucking fun at all. They're so strict. They have no sense of humor. They speak down their nose. Like, they never look you dead in the eye. This was who she was in this entire episode. This is what she was. And it was like, I really wanted Janeway to just punch her. I was very disappointed. I wanted her to just put her in the brig, backhand her, just something.
Krista chose violence. Will?
I would have chosen violence. I really would have. This would have been my. This was like, all right. This is my last straw.
There's no stun setting. Remember,
This is the
there's no
last
stun
straw.
setting.
Fucking camel. Notice it's broken back.
I don't see the point of a stun.
I don't see the point of a stun.
I don't. I mean, she's constantly bucking. She's constantly like, it's, I was just like, fucking need some laundry or some dishes. I'll maybe vacuum.
This episode is so funny because I know we watched, this is one I watched more than once, but it's funny, but I like Seven clearly has like psychological problems that the whole crew is just ignoring. Like beyond her just being a Borg and like trying to figure out how to be an individual and be a human again. Like her paranoia, her like antisocial behavior, like they're kind of ignoring it. Where like that she clearly should not be like on it, like on duty. Like she needs to be in like therapy and like given medication. Like this woman has severe psychological problems and everyone's just like, but she's really good at science and sensors. And it's like
And PowerPoint
this woman
presentations.
This
she
woman
convinced
has
the captain and the
problems.
first officer with a PowerPoint presentation.
Right. Like, oh, Seven did her own research. And it's like, girl, like it's so like
It's your chance.
yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. It is. It's like this woman could not be given a Facebook. Like no one would survive. Like this. Like there's multiple times. Like this. There's a regular occurrence of Seven like doing things that are that anyone else like in the context of her behavior probably would have been removed from duty and then put institutionalized. Like it's crazy. Like watching this woman is paranoid. Like she has like severe like psychological issues. Probably might be schizophrenic, might be bipolar, and they're just like, we're good. We got to get home. And it's like this woman's back there howling and pulling her hair out, and they're like, guys, we can't take this exit. We got to keep going. It's like someone pull over and get this woman help. Like
the first officer is harvesting my nanoprobes.
Right. She's fucking nuts. It's like and I know it's because of the data or whatever, that thing, but like it like watching this, I was like the rest of the season, the times she's behaved kind of this like string of behaviors, it's like she should have been like something's going on with her.
Reprimanded.
Like something is happening with her. Yeah. Everyone's just kind of letting it go. It's weird.
Resistance is futile.
I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know. Like I'm gonna create headcanon here. I'm gonna do something I don't do. But like after after Voyager gets home, they like maybe like the reason Seven is so different from Voyager into Picard is because she got like the help she needed.
Yeah.
Like she was put into like a facility and like she received like proper counseling and care and like got like a BetterHelp subscription and suddenly like became like a normal person. It's so like
she had to give up science.
No, she's diagnosed.
Right.
She's diagnosed with like, you're really attached to the idea of perfection. Who like that was the conversation. I understand you really like the pursuit of perfection. It's like he just undermined the entire command structure.
Right, yeah.
70 billion light years away from home. You think it's about perfection? I mean,
yeah. Well, she's exhibited these behaviors prior. Right.
The captain wouldn't let me have the Omega follicle.
Breakfast roll and plugged in. Tesla catching on fire is what she is.
This woman has problems.
I do want to say, well, I like the idea that these people, they're so it's almost entertaining to think that they're so used to their perfect little bubble that Janeway is always. It goes with the ship. The ship's never damaged. Everything's fine. Everything's perfect. And they look at someone and they're like, "That's not mental illness. You're just quirky." Like there's no like, you're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. And they were roommates. It's very bizarre. Like watching this, I was like, this woman is screaming for help. She is in the behavior she exhibits in this episode have escalated, but she has shown these behaviors for like 3 seasons. So like these are not like new behaviors. She's exhibited all of these characteristics prior to this, and everyone's
I'll
just
be
willing
fine.
to ignore it, just going
I'm in my
like,
house.
oh, she just did a little bit of bad Molly, and now she's like, she'll be fine. It's like,
it's
girl,
a little
get
bit of
her
sensory
help.
aphasia. It's just some sensory aphasia. I'll
This is good.
recuperate.
This is going to be her voice when you do Across the Unknown, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. When we get her, yeah.
when you get the sound, yeah.
It's like abducted, solve all the problems, and Naomi Wildman. Those are like.
Naomi Wildman is a spy.
I mean,
God.
Naomi
So
Wildman.
She
where
was
is her
implanted
mother?
by the Katarians to
Where
infest
is her
Voyager.
mother?
If you're on if you're on the fence,
Karen, like where is Naomi Wild?
if you're on the fence with whether or not you should give us $5 and watch some of these bonus episodes, I don't remember that we covered this episode. That's how drunk I was. I have no recollection
was
of
pretty
talking
drunk when
about
we
this
did it, too.
episode. So apparently there's a whole episode out there of me just not knowing what the fuck was going on. Speaking of not knowing what the fuck was going on, I'd love to see your thumbs for the Voyager conspiracy.
It's a thumb up for everybody.
It's a thumbs up.
It's a thumbs up. You can't tell, but Krista's actually doing a thumbs up.
I'm not.
For RFK of 9, thank you very much. Season 6, episode 10, Pathfinder. On Earth, the Starship Enterprise's Lieutenant Barclay becomes obsessed with contacting Voyager and turns to his old friend, Counselor Troy, for help. Will, it's only appropriate that you take this one because
Thank you.
Barclay of it
You
all.
really delivered for me this week. I think. Thank you so much. I feel blessed.
I'll do what I can.
I'm galvanized. I'm ready to drag Barclay for this. This episode, not only is it a Barclay episode, which automatically is a thumbs down. This is fucking weird. Again, someone with severe mental illnesses, OCD, obsessive compulsive behaviors, is given science and just allowed to run amok. This is crazy. This man should not be allowed like a holodeck, and like Troy has become his enabler. She's like, you have this cat. Great. I like his apartment, which is shocking. That apartment set is lovely. I love that apartment. But like, Barclay being the hero of this is ridiculous, because why is he obsessed with there's so many issues with it. Like, I fucking hate this episode because it's a Barclay episode, and he should have been like he has violated the chain of command. He's done so many things in his career, like as we've seen him in the show and in both series, this and Next Gen, that like this man should have been like dishonorably discharged from Starfleet. Like, they should just remove this person. Like, he has no business being in Starfleet. His obsessive behaviors with things, his like, this is why him and the Doctor are friends, because they're basically the same character. They just gave one of them has slightly more hair. I just like, I hate this. Like, is he like a writer producer proxy? Like, I don't understand. Like, there's always this character who thinks he is the hero, but he is in fact a villain.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brandon Braga.
Thank you so much. It's Brandon Braga. Yeah, he has to be like a Brandon Braga proxy, because it is troubling that this man continues to do things and they just kind of move him around like a priest in the Catholic Church. He violates someone and they just move him to another location. It's like, remove this man. Like his obsession with this crew is crazy. And they're just like, oh, I'm one of the crew. And it's like, what? Like it's baffling. Like, I would think that there would be more interesting context, because we know that the Doctor did make contact on the Prometheus recently, and they're like, oh, we're trying to reach you. That's interesting. But it's not contextualized in like Starfleet trying to reach a lost crew. It is contextualized in the obsession of one man who is obsessed with people that he has created in a holodeck. It's weird. It's like, this man is going to show up, and This is how John Lennon got shot. Like, this is why, like, celebrities get shot by fans. Like, well, people keep breaking into Ariana Grande's house. Like, this man is a crazy Stan character. If he would have been on Twitter in 2012 and would have been banned like me, like, I would have hated this person on Twitter in 2012. Like, someone
Lord
take this
Gump.
away from me, because girl, we could talk about that, another Patreon episode, but I fucking hate, this episode pisses me off, and everyone's just like, look at you did so good. And it's like, fuck him. This man should not be in Starfleet.
I will grab the baton on this and fully agree, because as someone who's neurodivergent, the thing that I hate the most about Reginald Barkley is people discuss him as a neurodivergent character, and that may be a bit of his character, but that is not why he's a fucking creep. And I don't like it when autism or ADHD or other mental health conditions are framed in a way that, like, he's just a little silly, or he's just a little obsessive. Like, no, this is wildly inappropriate behavior. He should have been run out of Starfleet. You know, we've talked about the holodeck of it all, and Trevor rightly pointed out that Deanna Troi in that first episode says it is unusual that you would do this. Like, there appears to not be a regulation around conjuring people who look like real people in the holodeck, in part or fully because no one would think to do that, because it's fucking creepy. What a wonderful world that would be if we lived in it. So him being this weirdly obsessed person just getting brushed aside because he makes contact with the ship. It's like we've talked about with Seven in Dragon's Teeth and the Doctor in Tinker Tenor, Dr. Spy. Like, this awful behavior is being wiped away because, she's Borg. He got contact with the ship. It's ridiculous.
It's not okay. He doesn't even go here, Matt.
I really want to, since I think everyone can agree with the sentiments with both Will and Stan, I do want to focus on...
So Matt's going to take the opposite. Go ahead.
No, fuck Barkley. I think that he should never have been in this. I don't mind Deanna being in it. I think she's kind of fun. It's nice to see her again. This is how, whatever. This episode is actually so good with you when you take him out of it, because you finally get to see. I wish that we would have had like a team of people, or I wish it would have been like Harry's girlfriend. We find out she was in Starfleet, or this was the families that were pushing Starfleet, saying, hey, we haven't given up hope. You just made contact with them. You just did this. The Prometheus saw them. Like, I would love to have seen that groundswell. And then the pushback from Starfleet saying, no, it's going to take too many resources. It's not blah, 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 blah. And then lead up to what we eventually see. Because I'm sorry. Well, okay. Before I get to the emotional part, we finally get the USS Enterprise E canonically in Voyager, which is, for me, this is a thumbs up just for that. And we actually see part of the ship, even if it's just her, office. I'm taking it. Or Naomi's dad, also a great one. Or anybody.
Know who would be crazy interesting? I hate to bring him back because he got weird, but Andy Dick.
Sure.
The EMH Mark II stayed online to make contact with his long lost cousin.
Actually, if this, Matt kind of touched on it, and it's been touched on in the comment, like, what if this whole episode was like, we never saw Voyager, we never saw people from Voyager. Deanna was speaking to the counselor that actually runs the support group for the families of Voyager.
Yeah.
So we saw Harry's parents, we saw Harry's fiance, we saw Mark, who, despite basically moving on, he's still lost someone. Like, whether we think he's a dick for marrying a coworker or not. I don't care. He brings the puppies that were born shortly after whatever. But it would have been a much more interesting show if we had just leaned into the counseling of it all and not the person that desperately needs counseling.
And I do want to say, though, this, before I get off my soapbox, this episode has the single, and I know a lot of people like it. For me, it is the single most powerful line in Voyager that will never cease to make me tear up and cry. When at the very the very end, when they finally make contact and they, Admiral Paris says that they're trying, and Janeway, her voice breaks and says, "Leave a docking bay open for us." Like, I just thinking about it could literally cry. It's like the way that Kate Mulgrew performs that scene, the way that I just love it. I do. Okay.
Okay. I'll come to your defense, Matt. The one thing that saves this episode for me. Hey, give the guy a break.
Sorry, no, Trevor got me. I'm sorry.
The tears. I don't give a fuck about what happens in Endgame. I don't care about the end of Endgame. The end of Endgame does not make me feel even a single emotion. But the last few minutes of this episode, I had chills again. I watched it today. I had chills today. It's probably the only thing that ever happens in Voyager that chokes me up a bit. And it's the end of this. So this is what I wanted from Endgame. So this is what I think about when I think about Voyager getting home is that same line and a few minutes at the end of the episode. So there you go.
Thumbs for Barclay's episode.
We're going to call that a sideways.
Plug for Pluto, because there's a channel for every 90s Trek and the original series. Whenever you're on a Barclay episode of TNG, you can always change it to Voyager. And if it's another Barclay episode, you could then go to Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine is
Barclay.
a safe space. It is marked safe from Barclay.
Barclay free.
It's not allowed in Bajoran space.
There's the original. Always go to the original series, and you'll just be perfect.
No one's doing that.
Every time.
Ken is someone, and Ken is Kenneth.
We will go there soon.
Teaser. We will go there soon. Season 6, episode 11, Fairhaven. A radioactive storm threatens the Voyager while the crew enjoys leisure time in the setting of Fairhaven, an Irish coastal village in the early 20th century.
Those
Matt,
damn radiation storms.
I think, despite Ken's fondness for radiation storms, I think you should kick this one off.
Star Trek hates the Irish. Let me just canonically, Star Trek hates the Irish.
And we're kind of sick
of it.
What
happened? I don't know what Rick Berman. I don't know why it's white on white crime. I get that, but I'm just saying, Star Trek hates the. It's always we got the super racist one in TNG. I don't even remember the episode with the two.
Up the long ladder.
Up the long ladder. Yes.
Mix up the ladder.
Otherwise known as Send in the Clones. Thank God they changed the name.
Okay, and I will say, I have a lot to say about this one, actually, because let me first say, I actually love this episode. I think it's a great episode for the characters. It gives a lot of insight into how the crew dynamics of things that, again, it's a bottle episode of a slice of life. This is stuff that they have to get through. But you have the problems with the portrayal of the Irish, which, okay, fine. It's supposed to be an early, I wouldn't even say 20th century. This is 18th, 19th century Ireland. I don't know what it's supposed to be portraying. Just very down-homey Irish wonderland. It's like an Irish Disneyland. So fine. Okay, you're hyping up stereotypes. But then you have the AI of it all. And it's this is what we're going to get with AI. It's going to be these very narrow parameters of I don't like his dick size, make it another inch bigger. We're gonna start seeing shit like that with these programs as they get more immersive. And I think that this is a really good representation of where things are going. So I will give it that credit. I think it's a great episode for just the crew getting together, and it's not a high stakes. Like Voyager is never really like in danger. It's weathering a storm, sure, but they didn't think that they're going to get destroyed. They just don't know how much damage it'll cost. So I love the episode. This is a good comfort episode for me. But my God, we're really leaning into the luck of the Irish, aren't we?
Come have a pint and play the rings, Katie.
Oh, come, Katie. Oh,
And
you want to
it's-
arm wrestle? We're going to make sure you enjoy Farhaven.
And it's funny
oh.
because he kissed a cow, which is hilarious because he would never have luck with women.
Oh, we're full of the stereotypes here in Fairhaven.
Oh, my wife left me again. I need a couple shekels to get to the bar
It's
because
just
I'm
the good
also an
place.
alcoholic.
Delete the wife here on the good place.
It's just the
Yeah.
good place / Nazi occupied Paris.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you took it to a
Oh
dark
man,
place there,
I really
me
want it.
friend.
I really want some Lucky Charms now.
it's
Oh, you'll never get me Lucky Charms here in Fairhaven. I am terrible at accents, famously.
What?
I don't,
never would have
I
thought.
don't, I don't understand why the Irish people are always dressed up as like small newspaper boys. Like they're in the vest with the little jaunty hat. I thought I kind of appreciated that we got to see super flirty side of Janeway. I think Mulgrew kind of chewed that up a little bit. She wants some milk for Lucky Charms. I think we all wonder, is it love unless someone climbs a tree and screams your name? I did fall asleep in this episode and came back just as the doctor was telling her he was calling your name from a tree, and I was like, fuck, I missed something good. And I went back and they didn't show it. I would have been interested in that. I agree, delete the wife was excellent. I think there was definitely, it felt to me that it was sort of like, as opposed to the episode where she's getting her ass massaged by the doctor, this one felt like she was like, that one was like kind of like weird, sexy. This one felt like closer to how Janeway would be if she were like overtly doing the sexy routine. Like if she allowed herself to really kind of be less maternal figure, less captain, and more just simply a woman enjoying the attentions of a man. I think she played that really well. And I think she played the vulnerability of understanding that it's all kind of fake. This is all fakery. Even if she made her little hollow man to be exactly the thing that she wanted, minus the wife, it really doesn't make it any more authentic. But her wanting is what makes it authentic. That's the important part, is that she wants this. She wants something outside of being a captain, outside of being in charge, outside of being the the head of the ship, so to speak.
She was in many respects wanting, needing,
Yeah.
waiting.
I thought she was something. I had a bit of a girl crush. I mean, I love a messy, dirty, fucked up hair with grease on her face Janeway. I'm all about it. I would girl crush that all day long. But this one, I was like, okay, I could girl crush on that. She's pretty.
She justified her love.
She's subtle hot in a way. Like she doesn't need the corset. She doesn't need the boob shirt. She doesn't need the cat suit. She's subtle hot. That's what makes her more hot, in my opinion. From me to you, Katie.
And
Me
I'm
to
sure,
you.
Like a
I'm
flame.
sure I'm not being rude. It's just her attitude.
Wow. I do love. I'm gonna
It's
say
tearing
that-
her apart.
Okay, well, I just said something nice about it. And
I know.
I won't be ignored, Dan. I won't be ignored, Stan.
But Krista, do you have to? Do you have to? Do you have to let it linger?
Yeah.
Do you have to let it linger?
Matt, share your final thought while we show our thumbs.
I was just gonna say, I just love that this and Counterpoint are the two times we see her flirting for very different purposes, and we finally get to see Janeway get some dick, because she absolutely used that as her own emotional AI porn. Like, she did.
All right, it ended up a down. I tried.
How?
Math.
Oh,
good heavens, everybody!
I don't
very
know.
much of a fair
Don't
haven
light
here.
the candle. At least she didn't have sex with a mollusk.
Dunna light that candle.
Kind of anaphasic mist.
You're not Nana.
Well, we moved on to the wrong episode if you don't want me to think about sex. Season 6, episode 12, Blink of an Eye, guest starring Daniel J. Kim. 37% of the reason I'm a homosexual. Captain Janeway and the crew orbit a primitive planet which begins to evolve at an astonishing rate, leveling its newfound weaponry at Voyager. I think Krista should kick this one off.
I don't really like that description.
Neither do
I love this episode, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say it is a complete episode that lands the ending. It covers everything. It's got,
as I'm sure Daniel Day Kim does as well.
This is what I'm saying. He is definitely a tasty snack. So
You thirsty bitch.
So what I enjoyed about it is that it is sort of a throwback to everything that we kind of like about Star Trek. It's timey-wimey. I loved the juxtaposition between the idea of observing and it being unintentionally harmful, both ways. The idea that your intention may not be to cause harm and still causing harm without ever knowing it. I thought the two time differentials, one, is a day and another is centuries, very, very interesting. I liked every time we went back to the planet, it was a whole new set of people. It was a whole new set of time. I liked that prior to Hottie Planet Man going back to the planet, the technological advances were very were aggressive and domineering and weapons of war, and they were increasing in antagonism. And then after he went back down and sort of cleared everything out, their weaponry became more humanitarian, and they gathered the ship and tossed it out of the thing. I like that we got the last picture of him after he says, I feel like I'm saying goodbye to a friend, and he dematerializes, and then we see him sitting, and we watched Voyager. We see it blink out, so we know that it's left. I think it hit everything, and it was a full, complete. It didn't feel rushed. It felt purposeful. It felt thoughtful. It felt like somebody really, whoever wrote it, really loved the idea of what he was writing about. He or she loved every aspect of what they were writing about, and it comes across. It's really the only episode in the first 13 that I did not get irritated by, that kept my attention, that I didn't need drugs. It was a complete, I really enjoyed it. I'll give this one a thumbs up.
It's very Trek, and there's a hot guest star, which for me makes it the Trekkiest Trek that ever trekked. Matt?
But it landed the ending. It was complete. There's nothing dangling. There's no.
Well,
sort of. There are a few things dangling.
Listen, all I'm gonna
Oh,
say,
I'm not in the story.
my biggest comment on this is I have an eye that's blinking constantly as I watch this episode.
Problematic gay alert.
And I would have died a happy person not knowing that information.
Also, a disgusting gay alert. I don't have the video for that, but just wanted to know.
There's a cream for that now, you know, Matt. There's a cream you can get that helps with that blinking.
I would also add to this discussion about this episode that this was a side of a doctor I wish they let him explore more. Is like in the episode where he had a child, and now this episode where he had a relationship with somebody and like was a stepfather apparently. Like,
yeah,
this interesting version of the doctor not being a creep, had they explored this, or like we got in Starfleet Academy, them exploring more about his daughter. Really interesting.
Less devastating than Inner Light.
Yeah.
He came back and he was really jazzed about the whole thing.
I mean, this episode is like I don't want to say frustrating, but like a good like example of when Voyager takes a big swing or tries to do something that's like bold or new or weird. They tend to stick the landing on it. Like the times where Voyager has really gone like, hey, let's do something challenging or ambitious, they kind of nail it. Like this episode, I think it really does exemplify like why Star Trek is great, what the storytelling, how you can kind of create this, you know, a situation where you get to explore humanity by proxy. I think this one is like a lovely example of it. And I think honestly, like this is like the best. I think this is probably my favorite episode of Voyager. I think it's the best episode of Voyager. It really does take like Voyager to the place where it should have been for 6 seasons. Like it's doing interesting, challenging storytelling. It's putting the characters in situations where they themselves are again challenged. Like I think the Doctor in this episode, I think Robert Picardo does a lovely job performing it. But I think it adds a layer to his character that unfortunately gets lost in the next episode. But like it adds something to that character where it's like, oh, he's experiencing things different than us. He experiences things with them that they can't experience. And it's really wonderful. And I think it's one of the few times that like Voyager really leans into its premise and kind of nails it. End of rant.
How could you possibly end a rant such as this?
Also, I knew watching this episode that this had to have been a female director because it's such a beautiful, nuanced touch. I knew it was a female director. I knew it.
Shout out to Gabrielle Beaumont.
First female director in Star Trek.
Woot woot. So did we unanimously declare that a thumbs up? Did anyone not get that?
First episode we unanimously directed by a woman.
We were quite fond of that, apparently.
I'll place money that the next one is a unanimous thumbs down.
I have a request from my co-host that I can only partially fulfill because via text is I'm not on my.
I'm just saying, like that's a thumbs up, right?
Yeah. And I'm not allowed to talk about my whole winking at that.
Okay, just can we not
get the cream?
Can we not with your festering?
They're all pegs.
Enough with your vacuoles.
My transformer conduit.
The wormhole is opening again.
Jesus.
Take us to the next emanation, please. God.
Were you talking to me or Matt's asshole?
Yeah,
I will never be talking to Matt's asshole.
There may come a time, you don't know.
No, you said hi to
could have
Jared.
valuable.
There's a certain amount of money, I guess.
You said hi to Jared. It's fine.
He was
oh my gosh.
Oh, anyway, season 6, episode 13, Virtuoso. This is a great time to repeat that I did not write these descriptions. A superior race is enthralled by the doctor's singing voice, and he considers leaving the ship to embrace a career in opera singing. I don't know where to begin. I mean, I do know where to begin. The first 3 words of that sentence, but the rest of
Start
that
at the
sentence
very beginning.
is atrocious as well. It's a terrible description for what I would deem a terrible episode that never should have existed. Like, no, you can't leave, dumbass. Get back to work. Sorry, not sorry. Stan. David.
I hate this episode, and I hate the doctor because they make him do this kind of shit. Like, what the fuck do you mean you want to leave the ship? Like, you haven't even trained Tom to replace you for more than 4 hours and hope that nothing further than a boo-boo happens. Like, you can't leave this fucking ship. And like, those aliens are awful. I don't love that. I don't love that the writers were like, oh, this would be interesting. What if we wrote these assholes? Yikes.
But they're just like him.
They're just like him.
Point
Yeah.
Is like he really encountered it was mirrored asshole-ishness.
And this costume. Like,
that was a choice. Someone was like, this would be great for this episode.
Again, this is another
getting his ass handed to him by another hologram was a little bit of icing on this shit cake of an episode.
This is middle-aged, hypersensitive, white men throwing a Kavanaugh because they don't feel properly appreciated. And, you know, stomping around like they need to have some more recognition. I think it's one of the best examples of that thing where people, you know, demanding recognition often complain about not getting it when it's really what they're complaining about is they don't like the form of the recognition. He wants people to fawn. He wants genuflection. He's Trump, basically. Like it's this narcissistic kind of thing. And this is after having his systems compromised several times and doing stupid things. And it's like, what irritated me the most about it was his little Kavanaugh fit with his little wrinkled face that they all make about how unappreciated they are. And Janeway was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I've let you do this. I've let you do this. You can do this. You do far more than any EMH medical officer does. And you're still not fighting. Now you want to go dress up in costumes and sing. And I think what was really great about it was that he was she was like, are you sure? And he was totally unaware of the fact that it was an entirely transactional planet. Mm-hmm. Everything was transactional. So this fawning, this genuflection was transactional. He needed to perform in a certain way in order to get it.
And somehow he missed it. Like, right. You're a fucking computer program and you missed this very important detail.
Yeah. And the artificial nature of which is perfect for right now, computer produced creativity versus the creativity that is informed by your real experiences and the love of the game and all of the stuff that colors the picture. So it made me wonder when the replicant came out and did the song, it made me wonder, did she just write discordant song just to get somebody to sing that, like, these are the notes I want you to sing, and it doesn't, you've missed the whole point, the nuance and the beauty of song, of opera, of all of that. And he was, and still he's like, he still wants to get fan mail and shit. And he gets one from, I hated this fucking episode.
Depending on your perspective, I'm either overqualified to make the statement or grossly underqualified, because I've spent 49, almost 50 years with a fantastic father. So, but I would just like to put out there, like, dads, be better to your sons, because they end up the doctor or the current administration.
Right.
So just please, like, and I'm not saying all, I'm just saying we see the results. So just please be better fathers. It would be great. Hug your sons. It's not going to break them. Yes, William. You're on mute, sweetie. Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, Will's coffee cup, which is filled with vodka.
Sorry. Yes, it is. Sorry, I'm doing this for my phone. This episode is so disappointing because it's like we now get like the narcissistic doctor. Like every episode after this that centers on the doctor is terrible. Like he is this like egomaniacal, terrible person. Like he, and even like the idea of this episode that like he's not, he is singing the music because, not because he loves it, but because it's giving him recognition, because he's a narcissist. That like that's even lost on the fact that like the doctor mistreats everyone in the meantime. Like he's not likable at this point. He becomes this like absolute nightmare through the rest of the series, and it's really disappointing because his character raises a lot of questions about humanity and about how we treat people how we treat the other, and it becomes just the fact that like at this point on, he's my least favorite character in all of Star Trek until we get to Starfleet Academy, where he's kind of rehabilitated in a way. But I think
I was just going to say, shout out to Aaron Walke and the Prodigy crew, because they saw something in this character that wasn't really there, and then made it there.
Yeah, and it's so disappointing because like we just came off of like one of the best episodes of the series, and then get like kicked in the dick with one of the worst. Like this episode is awful. Like I know sometimes when we get this late into a series, like they'll be like, oh, does anyone have anything they want to showcase? And I'm sure Robert Picardo was like, hey, I love singing, and they're like, we'll write a whole episode about it. And it's just like this weird masturbatory session where none of us wanted to be there for it. We're just like watching him just go to town, and we're like, okay, like waiting for this to be over. I hate this episode. It is just hot garbage.
Shall we rate Virtuoso? Like I need to actually count.
Thumbs down.
We are
I really just had visions of Supreme Court justice hearing. For real.
Yeah.
Just
You're not wrong.
Just the insufferable.
I get it. All right. Well, that's it, folks. That is part 1 of season 6 of Star Trek Voyager.
Okay, bye. Quick
Later.
Plugs. Let us know in the comments if you're going to be at Star Trek Las Vegas. We would love to say hello.
We have gifts.
And we will have gifts. And stay tuned after the salon ends, because rolling right after the credits will be some more ways for Reginald Barclay to die. And be sure to let us know in the comments how you would kill Reginald Barclay. But before we do that, follow us, like and subscribe at Salon Trek everywhere except Instagram. Really annoying. We're at the Salon Trek. Trevor, can you do me a favor?
I would be happy to land the ship.
Land it.
For season 6, part 1, we had 5 thumbs ups, 4 thumbs sideways, and 4 thumbs downs. So we leaned positive for the first part of season 6. Jadzia clearly enjoyed it because she said hello. Hello, Jadzia. Don't shake. She's adorable. She's allowed. There were 2 problematic gay alerts. There was 1 problematic ally alert. Krista said, stun, I don't even know her, once. There were 2 canon alerts. Joanne took us to church once. Stan landed a Segway once. We fucked Rick Berman once. And there was 1 Ken, well, actually. I gave 30,000 bonus points to Benji for building the Barclay Trebuchet. I gave 1,955 bonus points to Krista for loving a space sock hop. I gave her an additional 500 bonus points for questioning the benefits of ass massage. And I gave her another 50 bonus points for her fondness for little wieners. I gave 1,701 bonus points to Ken for finding out there was a show called Star Trek, and it's actually pretty good. I gave 746 bonus points to Matt for Stefaning while saloning. I gave 69,000 bonus points to Joanne for clocking Voyager's inability to make us finish. I gave her an additional 500 bonus points for reminding men to manage their own anger and stop telling women what to do with theirs. I gave Will 100,000 bonus points for clocking croc cloacas. And last but not least, I gave Will an additional 50 bonus points for showing all of us on the doll where the bad hologram touched us.
Bev alert. Norman.
Sorry, Norman, there was a Bev alert because we mentioned the not Nana.
You're not Nana.
Leave her alone.
Nana's dead.
Nana's dead.
All hands abandon ship. Proceed to the nearest evacuation zone immediately.